I am honored to be standing here before you as the superintendent of the schools as we honor our American heroes. It is at this time that I ask everyone in attendance to please rise and let's give our American veterans, our Bergenfield veterans, a round of applause. It is very important to remember that we are all here able to enjoy the rights and freedoms that we enjoy today as Americans because of all the sacrifices made by our brave men and women serving in our military, both past and present. We enjoy the rights such as the freedom of speech and the right to vote, as witnessed yesterday by Election Day. We remember all the brave Americans who served our country, especially those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Our veterans have fought very hard to preserve our way of life. Therefore, we all must remain committed to respecting both our veterans and the United States of America. Today, we say thank you to our veterans, as we could never repay you for what you have done for our country. We have several dignitaries here today that I will now call up to stand on both sides of the podium with me, and they will assist in leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance today. From the Board of Education, I'd like to call up Dr. Nelson Reynoso. Mayor Arvin Amatorio. Councilman Buddy Duena. Council President Mark Pasquale. Councilman Hernando Rivera. Borough Administrator Corey Gallo. Bergenfield Police Chief Mustafa Raba. Is there anyone else here that I didn't see? Okay, it's at this time that I ask everyone to please stand again. And everyone will say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, but Simon did not say you could sit down. Please remain standing, because now we will have our world-famous Bergenfield High School Marching Band, and with support possibly from our 8th grade students, to help us, we're going to hear the Star-Spangled Banner. So please pay respect. At this time that I'd like to call up Isabella Melendez, Class of 24 President, and Celine De La Rosa, Student Congress. Please come on up. They will be reading to you they will be reading to you the names of our fallen graduates from years past.
Hi, good afternoon all. I'm Selena Rosa.
And I'm Isabella Melendez.
And we would like to acknowledge the following Bergenfield High School graduates. Ross Applegate, class of 1967, Enwold Bray, class of 1945, and Francis Campu, class of 1963.
Walter Lube, class of 1962. John Paul, class of 1962. Charles Richardson, class of 1962. And John Roboleski, class of 2012, an honorary graduate. Thank you.
Well done and thank you. Now I'd like to call up someone special, Sergeant Major Williams, our local VFW commander, to say a few words. Sergeant Major, let's give him a warm welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Especially you young students. Today is another special ceremony. You know, Bergenfield has been having a great year this year. As you know, 2023 is a historic year. It's the ending of 50 years of the Vietnam conflict. We have celebrated Vietnam veterans with various ceremonies throughout the community. Pinning of their Vietnam service pins. We just had the Vietnam Moving Wall here back in August and September. And now today, we're honoring our veterans locally and through other communities. We also did a special honor to Colonel Thompson, dedicating the field over at Roy Brown School. Bergenfield has done a lot, a real lot, to support veterans in the borough and the surrounding boroughs. But for me to be here today is for my veterans who are out here today at this ceremony. Will all you veterans please stand up? I'd like to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your support and teaching our youth of what freedom, dedication, sacrifice, courage, and duty means. We are proving it today. I hear again, thank you, my brothers and my sisters. We also have to take a moment and think about our soldiers and sailors who are dealing with conflicts today. As you know, the world is in a crisis of what's going on within the past month. We have soldiers and sailors, overseas in the Middle East, who are just about being harm's way. Please think of them, support them, because I know some of them over there right now are from this community. And we have to support our veterans on active duty who are here at home, and our families, our children, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, cousins, whoever. Our support locally, county, state, and national-wide shows how strong this nation is. As I say, thank you all in supporting our veterans. And Dr. Telly, thank you for giving this dedication, and to the mayor and council, how they support the veterans of Bergenfield. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant Major. You may be seated. We now have a special treat for our veterans, which includes having three of our students who we had all of our students participate in an essay contest this year, and three students have been identified by grade level to have their essays read to you personally here here today. So I'm going to now, at this time, Mr. Lawrence, if you could please send over our 3 students. And we are going to meet in a couple of seconds here. Representing grade 3 here in Bergenfield will be Amanda Holguin from Lincoln School. Grade 4 representative will be Samantha Gomez from Franklin School. And our grade 5 representative will be Ashish Thomas from Washington School. So it's at this time that I'm going to have each one of them, one at a time, read their essay. Please be quiet and enjoy their essays.
Veterans Day is important because Veterans Day is largely intended to thank living veterans for their service. Veterans protect our freedom and fight for our country's freedom. Veterans show courage, commitment, loyalty, and integrity. We should appreciate veterans' sacrifice because of their courage to wear a uniform and leave behind loved ones. I feel grateful for veterans because they sacrificed fighting for our country and they gave us freedom.
Thank you, Amy Holguin. Next up will be Samantha Gomez from Franklin School.
Veterans Day is an annual holiday and is important to celebrate because we have to honor and thank the people that have served in the armed forces. It is also important because they have sacrificed their life just for our freedom. This day is important because the people have been fighting in wars to save our freedom from the power of other countries. Veterans Day was started because the First World War ended on November 11, 1918. Before they called it Veterans Day, they had called it Armistice Day until U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower said that it was changed to Veterans Day on June 1st, 1954, not just to thank the dead, but also thank the living. It had been 36 years since they had started Veterans Day. He had changed it because he wanted the people to honor and thank the veterans of all wars and not just World War I. We should always appreciate the sacrifices that the veterans have made for us, not just us, but also the people around the whole world. In my opinion, veterans have amazing qualities. Some of those qualities are them being really caring and helpful as well as intelligent. They show those qualities when helping the people around the world. For me, veterans are as fierce as a tiger. We should always appreciate and respect the veterans because when we might have not known it, they might have been fighting in war. We can express our gratitude and show the contributions that the veterans have made by going to parades or writing a letter to any veterans you know, thanking them for your service. Even if you don't know any veterans, you can still acknowledge and honor that they went to war for our freedom. We can also express our gratitude by displaying flags outside. Many different people express gratitude and celebrate Veterans Day in a lot of different ways.
Awesome. That was great, Samantha. I think we have a future teacher there. That was great. Next up, we have Ashish Thomas from Washington School.
Veterans Day is an important and special day in our country when we show our appreciation to brave people who have protected our nation. These heroes have made our lives better in many ways. They're like real-life superheroes, and I want to tell you about my grandpa, who is one of them. He served in the military, and he told me exciting stories about his time there. This made me realize just how amazing veterans are. Veterans Day is important because it helps us remember the big sacrifices that veterans make. They sometimes get hurt while protecting us, and that's not easy at all. We should always be thankful and show respect to them. Veterans are like superheroes because they are very brave, strong, and always do the right thing. They care about others more than themselves, and that's why we call them heroes. What makes veterans special is their courage, strength, and their sense of duty. They put their lives on the line to keep us safe, and that's a big deal. My grandpa told me how he and his friends always looked out for each other, just like a big family. That's something heroes do. They work together to protect us. We should always be happy for what veterans do in our towns and cities. Many veterans become teachers, mentors, and leaders to help our community. They keep on helping even after they stop being soldiers. They teach us important things, help us when we need it, and make our neighborhoods better. We should always be kind and understand what they did for us. In conclusion, Veterans Day is a special day when we remember and say thank you to our heroes. They are like superheroes because they are brave, strong, and always do what's right. We should be thankful and show respect for what they did. Veterans make our country better, and we should always be happy for their help. Let's remember and say thanks to them on this day and every day. This is my great-grandfather's Medal of Honor. He got it for serving the Indian Air Force for almost 34 years. Thank you, and God bless America.
Awesome job. That was great, Ashish. And one more time, let's give our 3 students a loud round of applause. Awesome. That was outstanding. It is at this time that we will recognize the fallen soldiers from the United States, both from Bergenfield and around the country. So, as we said when we first started this ceremony today, we have some Bergenfield veterans here that we would like to recognize. So it's at this time that I'm going to be calling up the veterans who've checked in at our desk here, and they're going to stand up. And when I get to the end of reading of the list, that's when we're going to have the portion where you get to scream as loud as you can. And then we're going to figure out which school can scream the loudest. Are you ready? Are you sure? Are the veterans ready? Okay. First up, Miraj Ahmed, Marines. Estenia Aquino, Army. Craig Atkinson, Air Force. Al Burton, Army. Eli DeFalco, Army. Jack DeLucia, Army. James Devine, Air Force. Barry Dahl, Army. Greg Jermikian, Navy. Manny Gill, Marines. Barry Hirschberg, Army. John Horsman, Army. John McGill, Army. William Milano, Army. Dina Moore, Air Force. Tim Murphy, Army. Gary Noble, Army. Donald Raphael, Navy. Catherine Regan, Navy. Donald Salmon, Army. Richard Salmon, Army. Scott Saukin, Army. Commander Will Shelby, Army. Sergeant Major Warren Williams, Army Navy. Joe Lors, Air Force. Ed Laura, Marines. John Smith, Army. David Tunis, Navy. Pat Siciliano, Army. Eduardo Navalta, Air Force. Are there any veterans here that I have not called off yet? Name?
Harry Rodriguez.
Harry Rodriguez, welcome. Navy. Anyone else? Okay, are the students ready? Okay. Stand up and let's give our veterans the loudest cheer that they've ever heard. Go ahead. That was pretty good, but I think we could do better than that. Go ahead. USA, 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 USA. All right, thank you so much. It's at this time that I ask everyone to remain standing because you get to hear once again from our world-famous Bergenfield High School Marching Band.
And liberties. Today, we come together as a school community to honor our veterans, both past and present, and show them the respect and gratitude they truly deserve. Veterans, thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for all of your sacrifice and dedication to our country to keep us free and for give us the rights that we have today. At this time, I welcome all veterans to come into our library and all of our dignitaries, Mayor and Council, Dr. Tully, everybody who is here today being celebrated to come into our library for some snacks, coffee, and tea so we can warm up a little bit and share some stories to hear all about the adventures while you served. Once again, we thank all of you for coming today. Dr. Tully, thank you and the board for running this ceremony. Mayor and Council, thank you guys for all being here today. And students, please enjoy the celebration that you guys will take right now with our marching band. I'd like to recognize Dr. Reynoso from our Board of Education. Thank you for being here today. It is truly an outstanding day that we as a school district can take the time out to honor our veterans.